odds market.
I'm Dave Betts.
Obsession. This is Theo Goodman.
All the tools to be among that few that win.
Because that winning calculated risk.
I'm Stuart from Tipster HQ.
My name's Jay Baglia.
Hey guys, it's Abdiel.
Some call it gambling.
Here to bring you the best political betting tips.
It's the booming industry of professional gaming.
Odds Market, Sports Bet Daily.
Bankroll management.
Over at Odds Market.
We are Odds Market. Watch us.
All right, and welcome now, Adam Boothe. We're talking Dota 2 Pit Miner. Also, Ergo Kotisik saying, what's your take on NHL's today's and tomorrow matches? So whilst he's on, I could also ask him. Adam. Hello, Adam. How are you doing?
Hello. Good. Yes, I've got Martin listening to him about football, and I've got my Dota match going on my other monitor. And yeah, good Monday.
Good Monday, yes it is. We've got some good midweek football matches as well. Right after Adam, we will be joined by Alex from Need for Tips to look at the La Liga matches, so stay tuned for that. Also, Ergo Kotisik, I don't know if you've got anything for NHL. Do you have any picks? He says, for today's and tomorrow's matches. Do you have anything?
Sorry, my connection just dropped.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What was the question, though?
Ergo Kotistik says, Adam, what's your take on NHL's today and tomorrow matches? Do you have anything at the moment?
I've got some series bets that are pending. I've still got Nashville money line and Boston money line and San Jose money line, and of course I took a couple of those on the spread before the series started, and a couple of those went bust already. But I'm just going to sit back and hope that those come in. Game 6s, Game 7s, really it's going to come down to one bounce and teams will be eliminated or an overtime goal. I mean, look at last night, San Jose, Vegas, what a marathon game. Vegas had 60 shots on net, and what happens? They get one sort of one-on-one rush on a power play going against them, and Fleury lets in a soft goal, and he's been stellar the whole series. So if you don't already have a series bet down, then I would look to maybe play a total. The home teams are kind of juiced. There's a little bit of value, I'd say, on Dallas. Dallas is playing really well right now, and they have huge potential to pull off the upset against the Predators. But again, they could do it in Game 6. They could do it in Game 7. This is why I like to do progression bets in the playoffs rather than try and pick just one game to try and get the money line bet down. But yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We got NHL playoffs on the show tomorrow, so we'll get into that.
That is right. So stay tuned, Ergo Kotisik, tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, obviously, back to esports betting here. Do you want to give us a brief recap of day one matches?
Sure. So we're currently in the third match of the day. In the article, I talked about how NIP was a bit Ninjas in Pajamas were a bit overvalued.
Yes.
Of course, I still took them in the opening match today, which they lost. So I should have taken my own advice. And probably gone against them.
Most of us do that.
There. But it's always easy after the fact to say, well, you should have gone with the underdog. That was the value play. But anyway, so that one went against us today. Then I hit the spread on a nice dog against Gambit, which is actually one of the teams I'm big on this tournament. But I took Boom ID as a big underdog on the spread, and they actually straight up won, which really surprised me. So that was a good one. And now currently we're in the third series. I'm on Alliance, who are up one game to 0, and I think they're about even in the second map. So that was the one I'm watching right now. Mm-hmm. So far, yeah. So like kind of a average day one. It's sort of like a tennis tournament. You're never sure who's going to come in kind of all prepared, rested, focused more than others. So you kind of got to be a bit cautious. I don't like to live bet too much on day 1 and 2. As well, nobody's eliminated in the group stage. So because of that, teams like to experiment a little bit in the early going and sort of anti-strat and sort of hide some of their better heroes. So it's proceed with caution in the next couple of days, and we'll really get going as the playoffs come.
Nice. And so who are the favorites now? Are Ring favorites now that they beat Ninjas in Pajamas?
RNG. They they're not the favorites just because they got the big upset, I would say, but the way they look today, I would say that nobody should be heavily favored against them, I guess, if that makes sense. But again, it's just one match, right? So maybe RNG isn't that. It stands for Royal Never Give Up, which is kind of a cute name. And they didn't give up. No matter what map they were in today, they came and took it. But it's something early on. Maybe we don't know if NIP is actually that good. So was the RNG upset that big of a deal? We're not really sure at this point because we can't sort of develop our power rankings until a little bit later in the week.
Okay, and what about Gambit? How are they looking right now?
So that was a team that I had to sort of win the whole thing, and I love the price, and I still do. They, out of their series today, which was a best of 3, they won the second map, but as a heavy favorite, lost the other 2. So in the one map they won, they looked like world beaters. They looked excellent. It was a near perfect game. In the other 2, it was very shaky and sort of made me think, they got to pull up their socks a bit going forward.
All right. And out of the Royal Never Give Up team, who is standing out right now? Sorry,
I think, is it my side having a bit of internet problems? Sorry about that.
I see you fine from here. Is it me? Am I breaking up?
No, you're fine. But then when it comes back to me, it's like stuttered speech. Like
it looks fine from my end. Larry, how's it looking? Good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Forget it. So on Royal Never Give Up, Dota is a very team-based game. You have your star players that can carry you in games, but in order to really have success, you have to have the support players. That's what they're called. They're your 4 and 5 positions. Healing and buying wards and getting the right items to enable their carries. Their main star players to have success. So I'm not really that knowledgeable in football, but I'll try and draw a football analogy. It would be like having a good midfielders that can really move the ball up the field and, cross it in for the star players to have a good touch and score. That's sort of how you can look at Dota. Without good support players, RNG would not have beat NIP today. So it's never, when you're betting on Dota, you never want to be like, oh, look how many kills this player had. They're too good of a player. It's the whole team strategy and execution from start to finish.
Yeah. And do you
is
think
my analogy way off? I don't know.
No, it sounded quite good. Listen, where does the value now lie in the group stage matches?
So after the 4th match finishes, the lines will go up for day 2, and so it's hard to say at the moment where it is, but I mean, it's very easy to say, okay, well, all the teams that won today, why don't we just take them tomorrow? Well, some, depending on the matchups we see tomorrow, they might be overvalued. And so then we want to look. So today, NIP didn't look good. They lost. We might get a better price on them going into tomorrow. And so then you always want to be a little bit contrarian when you're betting any sport. You want to go a little bit against the grain, because where the general populace, the public is going, creates a loss of value. And because the odds makers know, well, everyone's going to be really impressed with what that team pulled off today. It's like week to week in football. It's day to day in tennis. It's the same in Dota. We got to kind of be ahead of the public or where the odds makers are putting it,
Sounded very wise there, Adam. I completely agree with you.
I've had
We
many
must
mistakes
That's what we're here for.
to
We
get to
must
this point,
be ahead
so I could
of
say,
the public.
yeah.
So tell us, where is the sharp action going? Where should we place our bets?
All right, well, let me pull up tomorrow's matches, and here it is. Okay, so tomorrow we've got NIP playing Gambit. We've got RNG playing Boom. We've got Alliance playing Forward, and we've got eHome playing Majestic. Now, NIP Gambit are both the two not heavy favorites. They're the two favorites to win the tournament. Going tomorrow, I'm going to be looking to take Gambit because I think NIP is going to be favored in that match. NIP has beat them a couple times. Gambit has beat them before too. But I think Gambit, as a dog, offers much more value than NIP. So, provided they're above about 2.1, 2.2, I'll be on them tomorrow. And I don't think they'll be above that. I do think it'll be a very close line. With RNG versus Boom, RNG, after beating NIP, is going to be a heavy, heavy favorite. I think I'll do what I did today, actually, and take Boom on the kill spread. So what that bet is on each map, it's I'm trying to think of a sports analogy to compare it to. So in basketball, for each game in a series, you have your 8-point differential. But obviously it changes game to game. In Dota, what will happen is you'll have just a default kill spread based on the money line. And so if NIP is 1.1, 1.15, Gambit Boom ID or the other big dog will be 10 kills behind. So you're playing a safety net on the handicap that the game will be somewhat more competitive than what the line suggests, even though they might not win.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and then one more. Group B, Alliance versus Forward. That's going to be a really good match. I've got Forward to win the group. So until I see what they look like later in tonight's match, starting in like an hour or two, I don't have an inkling where to go with that one. But that will tell us a lot about who the stronger teams out of that group are.
Yeah. All right, wonderful stuff. Give Adam a follow. Lock E QWERTY is his Twitter handle. He posts his plays up there as well. Also, we've got a few articles up over at oddsmarket.com if you guys want to check that out as well. Adam, a pleasure, and I'll see you tomorrow talking NHL.